Kia ora, everyone. My name is Alan Ovens, and I'm the Discipline Leader of Sport, Health and Physical Education and the Director of the Richard Tinning Research Unit at the University of Auckland.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jie. I am the PhD student at the University of Auckland, and Alan is my supervisor. And my research direction is the nature of games and its value in physical education.
We apologise for not being able to be present for this session and really appreciate the opportunity to present our ideas via video. We want to start this provocation with a simple question. It's not a question about pedagogy, and it's not a question about curriculum, and it's not a question about assessment. It's a much simpler question. What is physical education for? The answer we give to that question shapes everything else. It shapes what we teach, how we teach, what we value, and what we believe children should become through their participation in physical education. Today, we want to suggest that we may have been answering that question in ways that are far too narrow.
If we ask 100 teachers why physical education exists, we would hear many answers, such as health, fitness, physical literacy, movement competence, fundamental movement skills, sports participation. These are all worthwhile aims, but notice how many of these answers focus on what individual can do. Today, we want to ask whether PE might be about what young people become and how they learn to live with others. For decades, primary physical education has been organized around developmental narrative. Children learn fundamental movement skills. Those skills prepare them for sports. Sports participation leads to lifelong physical activity. Physical activity leads to health. It is a compelling story, but it also contains a hidden assumption. Movement is valued because it leads somewhere else. Movement becomes preparation, play becomes preparation, and games become preparation too. The present is sacrificed for the future outcome.
So, what if we have got the wrong starting point? What if movement is not merely preparation for participation? What if participation itself is educational? What if the value of games lies not in what they produce later, but what they make possible now? Things like connection, joy, challenge, discovery, belonging, meaning. When children play games, they learn much more than just motor skill development. They learn how to cooperate, how to negotiate, how to solve problems, how to care for others, how to deal with success, how to respond to failure, how to have the feeling that I can do this, how to be part of a community. Ironically, these outcomes are often described as secondary outcomes, yet they may be amongst the most important things children learn.
The theoretical traditions that inform game-based approaches, ecological dynamic, complexity thinking, and inactivism share a common assumption. Learning does not happen inside isolated individuals. Learning emerges through relationships between people and environment, between perception and action, between individual and the collective. From this perspective, games are not activities added onto learning. Games are environments in which learning emerges. Here, we want to bring in a Chinese educational concept, 心法. 心法 describes a process in human growth and an educational pathway of becoming. Xin refers to the aesthetic awakening. It is a moment when the whole person, body, heart, mind becomes joyfully present and open to the world. Fa means to develop, to expand, to grow. It is a process where this awakened energy is channeled into discovery, understanding, and connection. Crucially, Xin is the root of Fa. The joy and engagement aroused in play and games creates the very possibility for deep learning and growth. If games are environments where learning emerges, Xinfa invites us to notice what is awakened through these experiences and consider how these awakenings support learners' growth and becoming. So, Xinfa draws attention to a moment when education awakens something, when students become absorbed, when they participate more fully, when they discover meaning, when something comes alive. And it leads us to ask a different question about PE. Not what skills was mastered, but what came alive. When we watch children playing games, what do we notice? Do we notice only movement patterns? Or do we notice confidence emerging, relationship forming, children helping one another? Children find a place within the group. These experiences are difficult to measure, yet they may be among the most educational dimensions of physical education. Perhaps we frame games too narrowly. We often say we use games to teach skills, but perhaps games do much more. Perhaps games are social worlds. Games are places where children learn who they are, places where they learn whether they matter, places where they learn how to live with others, and places where aesthetic, joyful encounters root children's growth. Admittedly, sporting competence is important, but it is only one outcome among many.
This thinking influenced the development of the MoveWell resource in Aotearoa, New Zealand. MoveWell was not designed primarily as a pathway to sport. It was designed around the idea that all children deserve opportunities to experience success, connection, challenge, and belonging through movement. Teachers repeatedly told us that children who were often marginalized in physical education found a place through play. That matters. So this is the question we want to leave you with, and perhaps foster a bit of discussion after the end of these presentations. What if physical education is fundamentally about becoming, not simply about becoming skillful movers, but becoming confident participants, caring teammates, creative problem solvers, members of a community? We're not arguing against skill development, nor are we suggesting that movement competence is unimportant. We're arguing that that may not be enough. Perhaps physical education has become too concerned with producing competent performers who are and not concerned enough with cultivating connected human beings. If that is true, then games are not simply a method for teaching sport. They are one of our most powerful educational spaces for nurturing identity, belonging, care, and community. And perhaps that's why games matter. Thank you.
Thank you.